I think for the roles that we're recruiting for, yes, like it's a really good entry-level role that you don't necessarily have to have any work skills to come with, but all of those really good practical skills and wanting to be in the workplace is really helpful.
In some instances, we're getting 80 plus applications for a particular job. With some of these applicants, they have gaps within their CV or they're just lacking in the experience. But the MES Task Force for Jobs actually got them in the door and in front of someone, which was really awesome.
When we were going through the shortlisting, looking for an apprentice arborist in our business, Keegan's CV and whatnot stood out really well. He was well trained. He'd obviously done the work behind the scenes to firstly work out whether he could take on a role as an arborist, trainee arborist. It's obviously not for everyone.
Sharon and I, we worked together. She gave me lots of different candidates to actually look at. Looked at what one had the skills that aligned with what we do here at ACLs, and not just skills but the values as well. Working together was really, really good because you end up with the best possible candidate in the end.
If they want to learn, then that becomes really easy, and so that's where matching the person with the company and the people in it is huge, because the person's already driven when they arrived here.
You could tell that they had come with some coaching with regards to the interview questions because the answers were really well considered. Some of these applicants that we had seen through the process, they had some barriers to get into employment in the first place, and in terms of their responses or the information that they provided, it was actually really helpful so that you could see how in this role or in the organisation you could support them. They came just so prepared for the interview. They were dressed really well and they had a really big sense of confidence because of that.
The forklift licensing, that's really helpful for us as well.
It's great to do it, but no, it just wasn't the right fit for the guy that thought he wanted to be an engineer. In the end decided this is not for him, and between you and I, it was just leaving the job and going elsewhere for this guy to get another job. And in the meantime, we get someone now who's actually working for us and now doing his apprenticeship, and he's great. He's been with us nearly a year.
If we're struggling, it takes a lot of workload off us that we can just ring Sharon and say, actually, we're having trouble with this. And if things aren't working or if there's maybe a communication difficulty, it gives us a lot of support to be able to support the young person coming through.
Initially, when we were to look at hiring, we would get Sharon's help through MES Task Force for Jobs, making sure that they were actually fully on board, understood what they were signing up for, and knew what their support systems were.
We were unaware he was involved with the MES Task Force, so the work behind the scenes that the MES Task Force were giving him were invaluable for Keegan, and hence why he's got the job.
I know that there was a lot of ongoing support with the candidate that we took on. He had some fears and reading situations that were happening in the actual employment process. I think having someone that he could ring, talk to, support him was really, really important.
Learning our business is one thing, knowing who we need. We can have a discussion, we've had phone calls, you bring them along, it might be one or two that we can interview, and going forward, it's been great. And then if it's not right, we can just relook at it and get another employee if we need to.
We'll get any support we need there so that we can address any small issues that there may be, so that we can have a smooth few months with that person in the shed.
The money that the MES Task Force put through was like gold really in our industry. We have a lot of gear as an arborist, and to have the money to be able to buy all the modern equipment used and needed, it's been massive from the MES Task Force. It's been great.
You're not so scared of actually putting that development in place and making sure that you're meeting those needs, because you've got that to fall back on. So from a company point of view, it's excellent here.
I think the greatest thing for it was it gave the apprentice an early set of tools to get up and going quicker.
It's great because when you take a young person on, they need a lot of work because they're straight out of school. So yes, it can be used for tools, but also for helping financial situation of training.
We get a bunch of CVs sent through that we probably wouldn't be privy to otherwise, so it's candidates that probably wouldn't come through our normal advertising channels. And as I mentioned, it's good for us to be able to give back as well, that if we can carry some people and bring them through and do a bit of training, and even just those life skills of showing up on time and packing a lunch, things like that, it's good for us as well.
That's all time and effort involved, so if that part of the process is taken out of it, then it's a win-win for us.
takes the pressure off you, advertising, interviewing, etc., when I know I can work with you to get the right fit for the job without all that stress and hassle.
We definitely would recommend. It's just ease. We get some really good injection of young people into the shed, and that makes a big difference to the environment. So 100% we would recommend them.
Yes, most definitely. The Mayor's Task Force for Jobs fully supports the process. They make it easier in the respect you've got somebody that you can talk to. If you've got any issues with the actual employer, you're not doing that by yourself. You've got that backup. The employee's got the backup, most importantly.
Oh, definitely. I reckon it's probably a go-to program, more so than traditional methods of finding a young person. Yeah.
I would absolutely recommend Mayor's Task Force for Jobs to other employers around the district. I think that it is an opportunity to save them time and money. Sharon, through Mayor's Task Force for Jobs, is actually taking all the hard work out of recruitment for them.
I definitely recommend you to do it, and I think again it's great because of the support that you have from the Mayor Task Force and yourself, and I just think, yeah, it's a great thing to do, and why not give the young ones an opportunity.
The process is so easy, like from like an employer's side, it's very minimal, I guess, risk to an employer to give a go and to try and help someone out.